Well, hello there. My name is Jay. Welcome to another video. Welcome and welcome back. Cheers to the weekend and getting our houses clean and being productive. That's exactly what we're going to do in this video. I have had quite the eventful past week and a half, and I've been just rotting in despair over the state of my career. But we're not going to talk too much about that today. I want this video to be upbeat, positive, and motivating. So I decided to get my nasty butt up off the couch and get some stuff done. And I also did a little bit in the outdoor spaces. Here I'm putting a hammock together because I want to get outside more. I have this lovely, if not stressful, house. And I did declare this the year of the outdoor space, just in my own personal life. So I would like to get outside more and just enjoy the house, enjoy the weather, and hopefully that will improve my mental health a bit. But first, of course, I had to blow some leaves. And on this channel, I do clean, but I have another channel completely unrelated. I'm not advertising, I'm just telling you. I have another channel where I talk about handbags. So if you see a lot of handbags and candles all around my house, and you will, that's kind of my thing. So, and I actually had some handbags, some vintage bags I bought that needed to be quarantined outside because they smell terrible. So you'll see me put some bags outside, which in my world is normal, but may seem a little strange. Anyway, let's get this cleaning started. So the hammock I bought from Amazon actually came with another liner, and you can use it as a chair as well, like a rocking chair. I was pleasantly surprised, very pleasantly surprised, and it cost 85 bucks, and it's so good, holds my weight just fine. I have been losing weight finally. Now, as quickly as I would like, no, I feel like I should have been at my goal weight by now, but it's going down. And going into summer, I finally have a year where I feel like I am strong and much fitter than I was last year, so I'm feeling good. And here I finally removed the emotional support tape from my fireplace. Again, if you're new here, I live in an older home in Maryland, and I really struggle with the upkeep and all the projects. And yeah, so I've had quite a time with some critters in and around my house. Just recently, there were some mice in the attic, and before that, there were squirrels that had nested in the top of my chimney. So the squirrels nested up there. I had somebody come, he blew all their nest out, and he put like a mesh wire or something to cover it so they cannot get in. Luckily, the flue was always closed and all that, and I've had the chimney inspected, the fireplace. It's a really good fireplace, surprisingly. But anyway, I had the squirrels removed forcefully. And the next year, this year, the squirrels tried to come back because I guess squirrels are very territorial. And one night, I swear I thought they were going to get in. They were screaming and crying and biting, throwing themselves at the chimney, trying to get in. So I put that tape there. Just in case they did get in, I would know. I would not want to wake up and be surprised to a squirrel. So I put that tape there just so that if they did break in, I would know. They weren't going to break in. And they didn't, luckily. And they did stop after a couple of days of a lot of loud noises, loud, scary, screaming noises coming down. So yeah, I finally removed the tape there. I've thought about replacing the surround on the fireplace, but I only have so much money and so much time, so it's not going to happen. But when I moved in, it was actually pink. So the outlets were pink. When somebody painted the walls like a salmon color, which sounds nice, but is actually not. They just painted the outlets. They painted all the tile, just everything. So I repainted the house when I moved in, and now I have paint on the ceiling, but it's okay. It's okay. So if you notice anything strange or maybe not as aesthetic as other homes on YouTube. I do live in a much older home and we're just doing the best that we can over here. So my living room where I was rotting for, like I said, about a week and a half was just pretty bad. So I had to get all the crumbs up out the couch and just tidy up in here. It wasn't too terrible, but it definitely was not fresh in this room. So currently when I'm doing this voiceover, it is Sunday, April 19th, and I filmed this video yesterday in real time, so on Saturday, April 18th, and it was hot. Hot. I did go outside on my hammock when I was done for a little bit just to relax, but the sun was beating down and I was like, no way. I do not do well in the heat, but currently this morning it is 58 degrees, feels like 39. It's very windy outside. The skies are gray. It's supposed to rain in the next hour, and I love it. I am loving it. I obviously I live in the Northeast. I'm from the Northeast, so I'm used to snowy weather and all four seasons. And I like all the seasons, but I don't like the heat. I just don't do well in it. I like summer. I like what summer promises, but I'm always getting headaches and I'm sweating and I'm stinking when it's really hot outside. So I am so glad the temperatures have dropped a little bit more. I know that a lot of people are not happy about that. They're ready for spring and summer, but I enjoy when it's like 50s, 60s. My sweet spot is about 66, 67 degrees. That is absolutely beautiful, especially if it's sunny and the breeze is warm. Just delicious. My kind of weather. If there's any feedback from my microphone, I'm really sorry. I keep trying to redo the clips, but I can only do that so many times. I'm sorry. I'll try to turn it down. But here I had to scrub some dead bugs off the wall. So that is one thing about spring. It is bug season. I need to get outside and I need to spray the perimeter of my house on the exterior because these bugs are coming in full force. And while I was doing that, I was like, well, maybe there's bugs behind here. But luckily there weren't. But I did try to get all the little crevices and corners where spiders like to hide. I'm typically pretty chill. I'm not necessarily afraid of spiders or bugs. I don't like them, but I'm not like afraid as other people are. But I feel like if you let a spider go too long, the web just gets really big and then it's their house and not your house. So I try to nip it. And here I'm using this Febreze hygienic air spray. I don't know. It's supposed to, I guess, trap like scent molecules in the air. I buy a lot of cleaning supplies. I had it, so I just went ahead and used it because I had it. And here we're on the other side of my living room. This is the deck side, so I wanted to blow some of these leaves, which is just a never-ending process, and then uncover my grills. I had planned to grill this day, but I actually ate some old fish that was in the fridge after I cleaned, and I was sick for the rest of the day, so that was nice. But at least my grills are ready when I'm ready to grill out. Now, I may not be afraid of spiders or those things with 100 legs that run really fast, but I am deathly afraid of snakes. Deathly, paralyzingly afraid of even the thought of a snake being outside, and we definitely have snakes here in Maryland. Knock on wood, I don't have any in my yard, but we got them out there. So I am not an outdoor girly. I'm an indoor girly, but my kitchen She was stressing me out so bad. That's why I didn't start cleaning here, because I was just felt so overwhelmed. I know it's not a huge space, but let me tell you, I can make a huge mess. And my floor was absolutely disgusting. But I did try my new mop. I bought the new O-Cedar mop, the H2O something something mop that you'll see toward the end of the kitchen. But yeah, really just stressing me out. I keep running out of spoons because I don't know, when the spoon gets too dirty, like with the dishwasher can't clean it, I throw it away. And so now I only have, I think, 4 spoons, and they were all dirty. So yeah, that's how I know I'm down bad, is when I just can't get a handle on the kitchen. That's when I know my mental health is like really just tanking. And it was the past week, but we got it done, and that's all that matters. So definitely had to get in here and do some cleaning. So I guess I'll do a little update. I hope you guys are doing well. I got some not so good news at work. I need more money, and I did not get more money. And I haven't gotten more money now I haven't gotten a significant raise in since I started, so 3 years. And compared to what other people are making, it's just not it's not, I can't justify it anymore. And there have been a lot of layoffs in my industry, and I mean, I've talked kind of up and down about my job, but I'm worried this is a sign of things to come. And I'm not the only person in this situation, luckily. And my performance review was not bad, but my compensation is not adequate anymore. So, but again, with the layoffs, change is hard. And you would think in my life, with all that I've been through, I would be more resilient. But honestly, I'm tired. I'm tired. And every storm that comes my way, I have to weather on my own without any support. And I'm tired, So I'm trying not to feel beat down, and I'm still employed. I definitely can find another job, God forbid, should something happen, but it's just stressing me out, and I let that paralyze me for almost 2 weeks. But now I'm feeling motivated. I'm gonna start looking for a second job. That's my thing. I've done the Uber Eats, or not Uber Eats, I did Instacart, and I've done some like online survey type stuff, but I'm gonna start looking for maybe some sort of call center part-time job. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see what's out there, where I can work my normal day job, come home, and then put a few hours in on my computer a couple times a week, just to supplement my income a little bit, while also kind of building the skills that my job is not giving me the resources to build like I thought when I got hired. But it's been 3 years. It's not going to happen. I have to take the initiative and build my own skill set to make myself more employable. I hope I'm not yelling. Sometimes when I get kind of emotional, I start talking really loud. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. That's just a quick what's been happening, what's going through my mind. But yeah, so I just have to redirect my focus. I have to pivot to make myself stronger professionally, personally, because even though the storms keep coming, I just keep weathering them. So yeah, that's what's been going on. But I hope things in your world are better. I know that prices are just nonstop increases, and food is like not as safe because the FDA cuts, and it's just, I don't know. We all know things right now are not great, so let's not dwell on it, but we will get through this like we always do. So my little channel where I talk about my purses, and again, I'm not advertising. I know that this is a totally different niche, but just it's been a really nice outlet for me. And I will say that I think online spaces are unsafe outlets. I don't think it's safe to be online, as I do a voiceover for a video. It's unfortunate, but the internet's always been this way. It's just not safe. It's not really safe for your mental health. You just have to hope that you can carve out a space, if you want to, that you can carve out a space that's positive and helps you feel happier and more connected to people. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening with me on YouTube. I know that I'm not the most consistent. These cleaning videos are quite a task. They definitely do keep my house clean. And I say that honestly. I really struggle to keep up with this house. And I love making these videos. Every time I stop doing it for a couple weeks and I come back, I just feel like I'm back at home. And I think I've carved out a very small but positive space, and I hope that my video is like a positive outlet for you. But I've really enjoyed doing the little purse content. It's been fun and it's so much easier. I just prop up the camera and talk about my bags, and that's it. And I love to watch other people's videos, and yeah, so that's been a really positive change in my life. I enjoy those, and we'll see how long it goes. It's only been a couple weeks, so we'll see how long, and then maybe I'll tire of that too and pivot to something else. I did buy a kit for like hand weaving or embroidery. So I want to learn how to embroider because I want to start like DIYing my bags, and I want to learn how to embroider on them. And I pulled out my sewing machine and I got some fabric and some patterns. I want to start sewing again. So I'm trying to find other things to do other than shop, because that is my first love. My first love is shopping. Since I was a child, I love it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially if when I have the self-control to just window shop, just to see what's out there. What are people creating and designing, and the purses, and really that's my thing, purses and new makeup and shoes. And I just like to look at pretty things, but I like to buy pretty things, and that's kind of been a problem. So I've been trying to find other outlets, but I am still a shopper. While I was cleaning, I set my coffee machine to descale. That coffee machine takes a long time to descale, but I run on coffee. Like people run on Dunkin', I run on coffee. I just love it. It's delicious, it's warm, it's cozy. Allegedly, it gives me energy. I don't know, but I love it. So I set my coffee maker to descale, and then I finally got down to business on these floors. So this is the new mop I purchased, the O-Cedar H2 Pro. And I'm sure if you're on Amazon and you look at cleaning supplies, you've seen mops like this. Surprisingly, this name brand O-Cedar was cheaper than the generic version of this mop, but it's just a microfiber flathead mop, but it has the clean water separate from the dirty water. So when you dip the mop in, you dip it into your soapy water, and then you put it into another compartment, and that squeegees the excess off the pad, and it also squeegees the water off of the mop into a dirty water tank. So right off the bat, no instructions, not even a single paper with pictures. All of the pictures were on the box. So I just had to keep referring to different sides of the box to figure out what to do. So I mean, I got it done, but I thought that was kind of strange. There wasn't even a QR code to link to a video to watch, which usually companies will do that now, which I don't do it, but it's an option. Nothing, just the bucket and the parts in a box. It was, I wouldn't, no, it was easy to figure out. Once I figured out that the different flaps of the box had pictures on it, it did not take long to do, but just be forewarned that there's no instructions. And so I have another O-Cedar mop. I actually have two other O-Cedar mops. My broom my house broom that's red, that is O-Cedar. And then I have their dual-sided microfiber mop that I like to use on other areas of the house. I'll use the fuzzier side to kind of dry dust the floor, and then I'll switch it over and I'll use like the Method squirt mop, and I just mop up typically upstairs in my bedroom. It's just the easiest because that room is dusty as hell. So I like Ocedar products, and I had the spin mop, but I just found that it felt like a lot of effort to use the spin mop. And I know that that's probably a deeper clean, but I needed something easier that was higher quality than a Swiffer. So I would consider this like a microfiber Swiffer, one level up, but I would say a level below the spin mop as far as cleaning power and deep cleaning your floors. But the mop head is surprisingly wet. Even when you squeegee it in like one or two times, it still had a lot of liquid on it. And when I use the O-Cedar spin mop, I like to dry mop my floors, so I really spin all the water out. And I felt like this had more liquid, so I actually really like it. Just don't put the mop head in backwards, you'll squirt water all over yourself. But the pad is thin, but that's deceptive because I thought with a little bit of elbow grease, because it had so much liquid on the pad, it did a really good job. And a good way to clean your floors, a method that I've used for a long time, is I vacuum, mop, vacuum. So get all the loose debris up, vacuum, or with the vacuum, mop your floors, and then go back over it with a vacuum or a broom to get anything that the mop dislodged. So while that dried, I came over into my living room. Just a quick clean in here. I hadn't planned on coming in here, but I needed something to do while the floors were dry before I put the garbage can back. So I'm finally hanging this picture. I've had it hanging in the house before in this exact spot, and I had the same problem before. So I am very short. I don't know if you can tell, I am extremely short. I'm only 5'2". And so when I hang things, I tend to hang them at eye level, which is short. So I try to overcompensate and hang them higher, and they always end up too high. So I hung this picture exactly where it was hanging before, which was too high, which was kind of crazy. When I sat back and looked at it, I was like, same mistake a year apart. But that's okay. I'm glad it's up there. It's something on the walls, so they're not so plain, and it's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay there probably for another year or two. And while I was filming this whole video before my AirPods died, I was listening to Monsters Among Us. I used to kind of talk about a little bit of the podcast or music I've been listening to, but I haven't in a while. So I have been listening to Monsters Among Us. I really like radio rental, which is real people telling scary stories that have happened to them. Monsters Among Us is very similar, except the stories are a little more fantastical. So like swamp monsters, Bigfoot, aliens, stuff like that. So if, I'm not going to yuck anybody's experience or downplay it. I have had some experiences in my life more on the spiritual side that maybe some folks wouldn't believe if they're not religious. But yeah, this podcast is a layer beyond that. So if you're interested in real people, maybe relating some outlandish stories that have happened to them, it's really cool, and it's long, and I like a long podcast because I'm typically doing it while I'm completing a task that's going to take me a long time, like cleaning for 3 hours like I did this morning. I'm a very slow cleaner. Or driving to work for 35 minutes. So I like a longer form podcast, even if it's broken up by multiple stories. A long and slow process I've been kind of doing in the background for the past couple weeks is cleaning out my storage room. So I was moving those big bins back in there. And in the kitchen, the floor is finally dry, but I don't have an exciting dump of the water. See, it's like not super dark and there wasn't a lot of it. Interestingly, or something like that, my city's been in the news for having brown water. So that's been great. They say it's just rust in the pipes, but who really knows? Honestly, I still drink it. I mean, I'm very lucky. The water's still fine, but yeah, it's been brown. So it could have been brown when I put it in the mop. And because there were no instructions, I don't know how to clean this. So I just tried to rinse out the soap compartment until it ran clear, and honestly then I got tired of it because I was tired and I was ready to go and eat my expired fish in the fridge. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope this video was at the least entertaining and motivating and maybe inspired you to do something even when you feel like just the odds are stacked against you and you're not feeling the best. I promise you will feel better in a cleaner space. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again very soon.